Let's head to Walmart and get some window clings. Do you know what one of the most easiest things to craft with is? Window clings. They're affordable, they come a lot to a sheet, and there's so many adorable things that you can make with them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some adorable Christmas crafts that you can make with 98-cent window clings from Walmart. For this project, we're going to make a wood round, and we're going to start out with the wood round from Hobby Lobby and cover it with some black folk art chalk paint. Then I took some white chalk paint, which was also folk art, and I'm just using a chippy brush to go over the entire thing to give it a really fun dry brush look. This really ends up looking like a chalkboard, which I was really excited about because I feel like the window clings kind of look like a chalkboard as well. So once I get all my white paint on, I'm going to take this entire page of window clings and use everything except for the snowflakes. So I just create this really cute scene on my wood round, and I'm just kind of placing them where I want them to go. I have the truck in the front, and then I had a couple of these a barn and some trees, and then I'm going to place the Happy Holidays over the top of that, and I'm just going to cover it with some Mod Podge. Once I get that all covered, then I'm just going to add this really cute little bow. I'm doing an awareness bow, and then I'm going to put a berry and a little sticker that I got from Hobby Lobby that was some berries and some greenery, and I think this turned out so adorable, and we really ended up paying less than $5 to make this adorable wood round. For this project, we're going to make an adorable Santa and Christmas tree sign, and I wanted it to go vertical instead of horizontal, so I cut off one side of this little beaded hanger, and I'm going to hot glue it to the other side of where it was, and I'm just going to add some fabric to give it a little bit more of a stable hold. I trim off any extra fabric there, and I go ahead and remove the stickers. So this window cling is so adorable. It's some vintage Santa and kids. We're just going to Mod Podge it onto the sign. So you can leave it here if you don't want to do this added step. I chose to do the white paint after I Mod Podged it onto the sign, just so that it could have a little bit more of a blended in look on the sign. If you don't want to do that, you could always paint it under there and then attach the window cling, or not paint it at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through any of the pieces of the window clings. I really like the window clings this year because these particular ones that I got at Walmart this year had like holes in certain areas, like where they cut out any of the excess plastic, which is so nice when you're crafting because you don't get that added like glare in a spot that you don't need it. So once I get it glued on there, I took this pom-pom garland from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting off the little pom-poms. I'm going to add them to the Christmas tree where there was little red ornaments. Then he's holding a present in both hands, and I made a couple of shoelace bows with some red and white buffalo check, and I'm just going to add those there. And then I decided to add one more bow at the top of our tree because I think it's adorable. I love to add little shabby elements to my projects because I think it gives it just such a fun, like, home feel. So we have the beads left at the top, and I'm just going to cover those with some white Waverly chalk paint. And then here this one is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one. For this project, we're going to make a Santa sign, and we're going to use that same window cling set. I'm going to use this board that I got from the Dollar Tree and cover it with some antique Waverly wax, and then I'm going to use my cashew chalk paint to go over the top. Now, if you're wanting to go for a more dry brush look, you want to wait until your antique wax dries, and then you're going to use a chippy brush. I wanted to go for a more blended look, so I went ahead and added my paint when the antique wax was a little bit wet still. That way you get a more blended look. So I love the size of these. I haven't seen them lately at my Dollar Tree, so I'm kind of waiting for them to come back. But I did a whole video in the summer for Christmas in July using this same plank. So if you want to check that out, I'll make sure to have that down in my description box and at the end of the video. So I went ahead and added the window cling onto the board with some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to cover the whole window cling. Then once I get it onto the board, I flipped it over and used my X-Acto knife to take off any of the excess window cling. There was just a little bit of his hat left at the top, so I went ahead and removed that as well. So I thought that this would be fun to add a little shabby bow. So I have some mismatched ribbons and some of that pom-pom garland from the Dollar Tree, and of course a little bit of fabric, and I'm just going to add that all together to make a little shabby bow. I had one extra piece of the white fabric, which I just tied in the middle to make the bow. That's one little hint or a little easy tip. If you use the fabric that you have in the bow to tie it off in the back, it looks like it's part of the bow and you don't have to add any thing on top of it to hide the middle part of your bow. I love to do that, and it always ends up looking super cute. So I'm just going to glue that up to the top of our plank, and then here it is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one.
This cat, I tell you, he is one of those cats that does not like to be by people, but then wants to be by people. So he has been trying to get my attention this entire video, so I thought I'd let him have a cameo, and now he is ready to get away.
For these projects, we're going to make some vintage ornaments. I end up making about 4 of these, but I'm just going to take these wood ornaments from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cover them with the Antique Waverly Wax and our Cashew Chalk Paint. We're blending again here, so if you want a more chippy brush look, or a more distressed look, I should say, go ahead and use your chippy brush here. So I made a video several years ago doing these same ornaments with some window clings. It's a super popular video on my channel, so if you want to check it out, I'll make sure I have that video at the end of this video and down in my description box as well. But I'm going to go ahead and add the Mod Podge onto the ornament itself because this particular window cling is super big, and so it kind of falls over almost the entire ornament. It also goes over the little ornament topper here. So we're going to use our X-Acto knife, and we're going to flip over the ornament, and we're going to cut off any of the excess pieces on the back here first. Once I get all the excess pieces cut off from the ornament, then I'm going to flip it back over, use my X-Acto knife again, and I'm going to go over the scalloped part. That way the top of our ornament looks like an ornament hanger. Like I said, I made 4 of these. 2 were like this, 2 were just the ones that fit right onto the ornament, and I just Mod Podged them on there. Here they are styled. Let me know what you guys think of these. For this project, we're going to make a snowman plate, and this is super easy. We're just going to cover this wood plate from Hobby Lobby with some white folk art chalk paint, and then we're going to go over it with some crystal Waverly chalk paint because the window cling had some blue in it. All I did was Mod Podge my window clings on, and here it is styled for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. As promised, here are those other 2 videos so that you can click on and get some more inspiration. As always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends!